Good afternoon. Hi, everyone. It's been a while. How are you doing? I'm just going to do the awkward thing that we do with lives where we wait for you to join so I don't look like Billy No Mates. Although my friend Sue and I, we always laugh at people when they go live, when they do it like they're surprised, like they haven't pressed the button. Hi. So at least I'm not doing that. I wanted to test my strength following being very, very ill with COVID. Lots and lots of fun. So we'll see how long I last, how well I can do. I don't want to push it too bad. I've got clients from tomorrow, and apologies if you're one of the people that I've had to reschedule. It's not convenient, is it? So there we go. Hi, Kelly. How you doing, my love? Hi, Amanda. Hi, Gary. Hi, other Amanda. Just messaging you. Hi, Debbie. So I'm going to pull some cards. We've got 2 packs for you to choose from. We've got spell casting or moonology. If you're drawn to a particular one, just pop a comment on saying spell casting or spell or moon. If you've got a specific question that you would like answered, please hit me up with that specific question. If you just want a general reading, that is fine too, and we will go from there. I'm trying not to do heavy breathing on it for you all. It's not very attractive, is it? And I can't pause it like I've been doing with my podcast. Pause it and go and have a cough. You can't do that on a live. So let's see. Hi, Eddie. I'm feeling much better, thank you. Just dealing with the last of it and very, very tired. If you get this, guys, be prepared. So I got up this morning and then went back to bed for 2 hours and just passed straight back out and have more sleep. So there we go. So where are we drawn? Let's go with Samantha Hudson. Hello, Sam. How are you doing? Let me pick you a card. Okay, your card I picked from Moonology for you is work through your feelings. And this feels like you're going through a big healing expanse at the moment is the way that I want to phrase it. There's definitely lots coming up with you, and you might be finding that you're more emotional than normal. And sometimes when we go through these phases in our healing journey, it's easy to think that there's something, what's wrong with me? Why am I being so emotive? Why am I being so reactive? Why am I feeling everything so deeply? But it's actually part of the healing journey. And at this time, it will really serve you to lean into those emotions. So sometimes we just have to put them in a box and carry on and move forward and focus on what we want and keep the mindset positive. And sometimes we need to unpack stuff, to look at it, to analyze it, to see what its root is and why we're still carrying the weight of it around. And sometimes expressing it is enough. Sometimes just feeling it is enough to transmute it, to set it free, to let it go, but spend a bit of time in those feelings. But I do feel very much, I can feel this judgment energy coming in, that you might be judging those emotions and wishing that you were stronger, wishing you weren't so tied up in those emotions. And so it's actually beneficial at this time to honor them, to sit with them, to feel them. You might want to try doing a bit of journaling, something like that, just to sit with how you're feeling and how it's going and process it. So I hope that makes sense, Sam. Sending you lots of love on your healing journey. It's never fun. Do healing work, we say. Enjoy it, we say. And then we go, oh yeah, no, it is really, really tough. Okay, I can talk. This bodes well. Let's see where I want to go now. Okay, Nikki. Hi, Nikki. Let me pick you a card. If you've just joined us, you can pick a card from spellcasting or moonology. You can just write spell or moon. If you've got a specific question you would like answered, you can ask that. If you want a general reading, you can ask for that too. And if you don't specify, I will just work where I'm drawn. Okay, Nikki, your card is financial health. Which is a nice card to have, very practical card. This just feels like there's lots of stuff, I know that there is for all of us, that you want to do, and this kind of feeling frustrated, feeling stuck, feeling held, that you can't do everything that you want to do, or all the things that you want to do because of money. And this card is a positive card. This means that the money will come for the things that you want to do, the things that you need to do. So I need you to be working in a real manifesting energy with the spirit world at this time, really putting that focus on what you want, not feeding the problems. I know that it's really, really hard when you've got this idea of where you want to be and the things you want to do, and where you want your attention to be and your experience to be. It's easy as human beings to have our focus on but how am I going to make that happen, and I've got to pay for this, and this outgoing's coming up and I've got to do that. But actually the key to law of attraction, manifesting anything that you want in your experience, is actually to focus on what you do want and not on that which you don't. So keep your focus positive, keep it upbeat, keep it in the energy of where you want to be and the experiences that you want to have, not just on the problems. Ignore the problems, la 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 la. And yeah, it feels good to me. So I feel like it feels to me a little bit sort of frustrated again, a little bit, oh, I don't know how I'm ever going to make that happen, but I really want to do it. That kind of feeling. So just get yourself out of that mindset and say, I know that the energy is there for me to be able to create this, for me to be able to do what I want. So how am I going to make that happen? I hope that makes sense. Oh, where have you gone? Oh, that's funny. It just moved and I missed it. Oh, you're welcome, Sam. I'm glad that made sense. Lots of love to you. Where am I going now? Okay, let's go with Roxy. Roxy would like a moon card. Hi, Roxy. Let me pick you one. Your card is release control. Always easier said than done. Wouldn't it be nice? I've just had to release control with being ill. I don't like it. This is that, again, that trust in the universe. So very much like Nikki's card that I just read about financial health, this card is all about trusting that there's a plan for you and trusting that things are going to work out. And I want to talk here about you having a real positive outlook, feeling like it was really good and it was really going to happen and everything was going to get solved. And then it just seems to be taking a long time. It feels like time is playing on your mind at the moment, and it's still not quite where you want things to be. But trust, there is a plan. The spirit world have got your back. The things are moving in the right direction for you, and you've just got to trust. And it's so much easier said than done. And I'd love to sit here and just say to you, yeah, I've no problem with this at all. I always just float through life going, oh yeah, it's okay. Spirit world have got my back, no problem. But of course I'm human. You're human too. It's okay to feel stuck, to feel like it's not moving the way you want it to, but also to know that you have to just trust that you are being steered. So the answer for you at the moment is, they keep showing me like a boat on a river, a really small little rowboat, but you're not even rowing. You are just in the boat, lying back, chilling, and letting the stream take you to where you need to be. So that's the energy you're in at the moment. It's complete surrender, complete release, and just know that they're going to take you where you need to be. And these bumps in the road or the stream that you're experiencing where it feels like you're going to get stuck, they're teaching you things, and then you're moving on and they're getting you where you need to be. So it does feel exciting. It does feel positive. It's just, I also can feel my own resistance whenever I get told to release control and just chill out, because it's too hard. So I hope that makes sense. Let's see. Well, I'm going to go right down to the bottom and just see who's commenting, because that's probably the easiest thing to do. Okay, Jean. Hi, Jean. Let me pick you a card. I'm going to Moon again for you. Okay, Jean, your card is Be Humble. And this doesn't mean that you're not humble at all. So don't go straight into your human. That's the sort of thing that I would do with a card like that. This is about the humility of knowing that the universe is working in your favor, which sounds counterintuitive. But if we look at ego in terms not of ego, oh my God, I'm so amazing, showing off ego, but ego in terms of the experience here on earth and how difficult it can be, and how we can feel like things are happening to us and not for us, and that it doesn't feel possible that there can be a whole spirit world working just for you, just to help you, just to guide you, just to support you. There's a real humility in accepting that there is, and accepting that they're supporting you, they've got your back, just like I was just saying to Roxy. And that's what I feel that this card is all about for you, is knowing that you're being supported and being humble enough to lean into that support, to ask for that help, to ask for that guidance, to ask for the answers, rather than just feeling like you've got to do it alone. And I do feel, Jean, you're very, very independent. I'm getting a real independent streak in you, which is something to be celebrated. I'm independent too. And it was one of the biggest lessons for me with the spirit world, was learning to lean into their love and being humble enough to accept that love and accept that support. And that's where I feel they want you to work at this time. So lean on them, let them in. I know that you've got to where you are from being strong, and I know that there's going to be resistance within you to let go of that strength and to let other energies in to support and help you. But that's where they need you to be, is to be in that space of opening up, of vulnerability, so that you can create a space for them to support you. I hope that makes sense. Oh, my pipes are making a noise now. It's all fun here, isn't it? Let's see. Where am I going now? Tracy. Hi, Tracy. How are you doing? Let me pick you a card. Ooh, Tracy, prosperity. That's a nice card to have, isn't it? So this card is about an abundance of everything. It's not just about money. This is about good times, high vibrational energy, fun experiences. It just feels like you're in a really lovely, energetic space. And this card is a direct reflection of that. It feels joyous, it feels exciting, it feels anticipatory, it feels good. It feels like prosperity, but multifaceted prosperity. So I just feel like you're in a bit of a space right now where you need to be following what feels good. You need to be holding on and feeding that positive energy to keep that momentum that's built up around you going. So it's important in that scenario not to let little bumps in the road, because we all get those, even when we're in a brilliant energetic state. That's life. Not to let them pull you out of this power that you're in, of shiny golden glittery va-va-voom. So keep your focus on what feels good. Let that be your guide at this time, Tracy. Follow the joy, follow the bliss, and that will just take you in new and exciting, prosperous adventures. But it does feel good. It does feel exciting. I just want to talk to you about maintaining it as long as possible. So don't let other people's experiences or stuff that is going on that's external to you and your journey and your path stop you from being in that space. That space is so precious. You've earned it. So hold on to it. Okay. Sorry, guys. I know I'm gross. Let me just see where I want to go. Okay, Herbal Magic Tarot. Let me pick you a card. Okay, career, unsurprisingly. Right. In this image, you've got the cliff here with the tree growing on the side of it, surrounded by that beautiful rainbow aura. And in my head, when I sit with the energy of this card, that tree becomes you. It becomes a person. And I can see you teetering on the edge of that cliff, needing to take, you know it, because you know all of this. your name tells me what you do, telling me that you need to take a leap of faith, a leap of trust in yourself and your own abilities. And I can see you there teetering on the edge. This is like preaching to the choir, but I'm going to say it anyway. You know that you can't move forward without creating the space for the spirit world to work with you to bring the things that you want. And so you've got to be brave. You've got to leap so that they can fill the space that you create with what it is you're asking for. And we always want it in reverse. We always want to be able to stay where we are and the spirit world bring it to us, and then we feel safe enough to leap. But the way that it has to be is to take that jump. Take that step for spirit. You know what you need to be doing. You're just waiting and holding yourself back. You need to take that step. And when you take that step and take that leap, then all the energy comes rushing in, but it can't work in reverse. You have to create the space. So this is all to do with your work for the spirit world. And I feel that you are wanting to take that to the next level. You're wanting more of it. And to do that, and you have to just take that leap. You have to just take that step. It's always really, really hard. Working for the spirit world is the ultimate in vulnerability. I would love to say to you all that I never get nervous, or I never get worried, or I never think I can't do things, but I do. And sometimes it wins and sometimes it doesn't. I haven't gone live for a long time because I don't like all the abuse I get. And sometimes you can do it and sometimes you can't. So it's not that they will take away all of that vulnerability for you when you're ready. It's that you have to feel that vulnerability and take that step anyway. And that's where I feel that they want you to be. But I really want to draw your attention to the beautiful rainbow aura. Sorry, it's back to front on the screen, so I never do it right. That's you. That's all the work that you've done on yourself, and that beautiful light that you've got to shine to help people and take that energy out there. So don't hold back. Right. Let's go with Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Where do I want to go? I want to go right here. Right. Your card is Release Your Blocks. And again, I love it when this happens. This really ties in with Herbal Magic Tarot's card, which is that sometimes when we know where we want to be, what we want spirit to do is clear the path to where we want to be. And sometimes what we have to do is clear the path ourselves and remove the blockages, the things that are holding us back, the fears that I can't do this, to just stepping up and into where we want to be. I know when, I was working with spirit at the very beginning, it was almost like I was sitting there going, oh, well, if it's the right time for me, they'll prove it's the right time for me. And it took me a long time to hear properly what they were saying to me, which was, well, if you want to get going, you've got to prove to us that you're ready. You've got to step up. You can't expect us to clear that path and solve that obstacle and give you a cash lump sum so you feel safe, etc., etc., etc. Sometimes you have to just take the steps and trust that they will bring it. And it becomes like an impasse, stuck between a rock and a hard place. And that's where I feel that you are. But the blockages need to be removed by you, because that's part of your journey. So there's stuff that needs to change. You know it needs to change. You know it needs to go. And this is about you shifting it and clearing it. And then your new life can begin. Okay. Where am I going to go now? Let's go to Naomi Saunders. Hi, Naomi. How are you today? Let me pick you a card. Love, love, love. Although if you know me, I know I haven't got live for ages, but you will know that I'm not a fluffy, romantic love kind of person. Love for me is always the journey in. It's the self-love. You want to experience love in your experience here. You have to experience it for yourself so you can experience it externally. There was a lot of experience in that sentence. So this to me feels like the journey of self-love, the journey of self-prioritization. And I feel like you're firmly footed into that journey, Naomi. It feels to me like you've had to learn, as we all do, some really tough lessons with boundaries, barriers, people taking advantage of you. And I know that you have risen through that restrictive energy I want to talk about here. So that bit where we go, why does everyone treat me like this? What's wrong? Why does, and then realizing that it's up to you to put those barriers in, up to you to put those boundaries in, up to you to say no sometimes. So that's where this card comes in, because this is changing everything for you, and you're seeing the world through completely different eyes, and this feels very, very positive. So this card is a real celebration of the work that you've put in, the changes that you have made in yourself, the way that you honor yourself now, the way that you sometimes prioritize yourself, the way that you look after yourself. It's a real celebration of that. And that is changing everything. And as you're moving in this changing energy, I want to talk about the people around you. It feels like they're different. It feels like they are more negative in some way. And it's not. It's because you've changed. You're the one at a higher vibration. They are the ones that have stayed the same. And often we forget that it's us that's changed. We think it's the people around us that have gone down a level, but it's actually that you've gone up. So I want you to I want to talk about this energy that's within you here being really precious. And sometimes I know that your voice in your head gets that, well, you're being selfish, you shouldn't say no to that. I feel that you're spending a lot of time wanting it to be on your own, pulled away from people, and then you think, well, I can't live my whole life like this. But actually at this time it's very, very precious, and I want you to hold on to it really tightly. It's so sacred to you. You've worked so hard for this. So honor that love. Know that it's changing your life. Know that it's changing you, and it feels good and positive and exciting, and well deserved, because your everything here is just in a completely different frequency of energy. Your experience has changed, and the things that you want are coming, and the relationships and the experiences that you are seeking are coming. You've just got to maintain that frequency where you're at and hold on to it, and that will allow it all to keep on moving towards you. But well done. I want to say that it's not easy what you've done. So I hope that makes sense. Where shall we go now? Let's go here. Nikki Southern. Hi, Nikki. Let me pick you a card. This one is jumping out. You've got courage. And I'm sure that makes you go, yeah, sounds about right. You are way stronger than you give yourself credit for, Nikki. You are such a strength to other people around you as well. And this card is a real reflection of that. The spirit will want you to accept that about yourself, honor that about yourself, just know that about yourself. Because I feel that it's easy when you're in it and the shit's hitting the fan and all of these different plates that you have to spin. I can see how busy you are. I can see how much is going on around you all the time, all these things, all these other people, all this life that you have to keep a focus on. It's easy to forget actually how much we bring and how much we give to others. And that this card is a celebration of that. This card is you need to know, okay, you need to know how strong you are and how you are the one that has made the changes in your life. It hasn't been magically done for you. You made those changes. You have been strong. You have kept pushing through. You have done the inner work. You have kept that determination and that focus. And I really I know there's a lion on this card, but I feel like lions are big around you. So you might want to keep an eye out for the spirit world bringing that symbology in and around. You might find that you are drawn to images of lions. You walk in a shop, there's a lion. You turn on the TV, there's a lion, that kind of thing. Because this really is the strength and understanding that you are the leader, you are the creator of your experience, you are in charge, and having the courage to follow those convictions, to stand by that energy, to stand in that power and not be afraid to be heard when you're roaring. So keep up the good work, keep going. There's more unfoldment there for you, isn't there? Always. It's never done, never baked. But keep up that strength, that courage, that conviction, and it's coming. It feels good. Feels good. Okay, let's see. Sorry. Let's go here. Oh, where did I click? Who did I click? Let's go Nicola. Oh, thanks, Nicola. I have missed doing them too. I just need to get bloody organised. Honestly, there's just isn't enough time in the day for everything. I just need to learn to bend space and time and all will be good. And I need to learn to be brave. I could do with a little bit of that courage energy that I was just talking about, because yeah, it's hard putting yourself out there. Vulnerability of it. Let me just pick you a card, Nicola. Okay, your card is forgive. And now you hear a lot of spiritual people talking about how important forgiveness is. I completely agree. It's important to forgive. But it's also important to forgive yourself for the times when you are unable to forgive others for what they've done to you. And that is a really crucial part of the stage for me. It would be lovely, wouldn't it, if we could all reach this level of spiritual unfoldment where somebody does something really crappy to us and we don't feel pissed off about it and we don't hold on to it and we don't wish ill upon them. And it's just not practical. That's how I feel. If somebody does something crappy to you, you're allowed to be annoyed about it. Now, I always find on my own personal journey and with people that I work with, forgiving others is easier than it is to forgive yourself for the things that you got wrong. And I want you, Nicola, to work on some self-forgiveness for being a human being, for not listening to those red flags, for knowing that you should have said no and put a boundary in when someone was taking advantage of you, but you just didn't. For the times that you've done things that haven't been great and you wish you could take back, for being a human being in that contrasting web of experience that we weave when we're here, because the judgment that you are holding on to towards yourself is a weight that is just holding you back energetically. I always say this, but I'm going to say it again. It's been a while, so you're probably not all bored of hearing my same old things. But it is like a hot air balloon. And you can't rise until you let off the sandbags that are weighing you down. And that's what I feel forgiveness is for you. Sorry, gross. It is that you need to forgive yourself for not getting it right. But that's okay, because none of us do. You need to forgive yourself for not being perfect, because we're here to learn. And the way that we learn is when we get it wrong, when we do the wrong thing, when we push through the boundaries that we should have set, when we need to be taught the same lesson 3 times, 4 times, 5 times until we really get it. Nobody watching this live, none of us get it right first time. And neither do you, Nicola. So for your next stage of this beautiful energy that I can see that you can ascend into on your hot air balloon, we just need you to cut off some of those sandbags and let yourself rise. Right, I'm going to still try and do a little bit more. Even though my coughing is getting irritating. Damn you, COVID. Okay, so let's just see where I want to go. Where am I going to go? I'm going to go to Jane. Hi, Jane. Did I see on Facebook earlier that you've got a touch of the COVIDs now? It's so annoying. I mean, I'm miles better than I was, because I was literally delirious, lying in bed, hallucinating, all sorts of crazy shit. Or maybe not hallucinating. There was this really cool angel stood in my room. And I wish that I could see spirit with my physical eyes when I'm not with a 40-degree temperature, but hey, I'll take it. I did ask for some healing. Black, completely black. It was very cool. But yeah, it's fun. So make sure you are resting up and looking after yourself. Your card is New Beginnings. So once you've recovered, if it is you, I'm hoping I've got the right person here, let's talk about this lovely energy coming in. And it does, new beginnings, I always like the energy of. It's always that fresh start. It's always that moving forward, freedom, excitement, and expanse is the word that I want to use for you. So it just feels like you're on a little, I know this is a doorway, but if you imagine this doorway like a tunnel, as you're walking through that tunnel, it does feel restrictive. It does feel held in situ. It does feel, oh, this isn't as free as I'd like it to be. But shortly, you're going to move out into an expanse of space. So what I want you to be thinking about at this time is what you want to do, where you want to be. Allow yourself to dream. Allow yourself to sit with your desires. And what are you going to create in this amazing space, in this expansive energy that is just here waiting for you? What do you want to see? Where do you want to be with it? So yeah, open up to what you want. Not what you want for everybody else. That's lovely, great. but what you want for you, the experiences you want to have, the things that you want to see, the people you want to interact with, the places you want to go, how you want your life to look on a day-to-day basis, and what exciting one-off events you want. It's a real planning time for you. Get the paper out, get the pen out, write down what you want, your bucket list. But I don't like bucket lists because we have a tendency to leave them. If you are doing things like bucket lists, guys, it should be ongoing, day to day. What am I going to do next week for my bucket list? Well, I'm only 25, but I'm still going to do it. So I've had that experience, because the more you start moving through that energy, the more inspiration will come, the more energy will come, the more excitement will come. And that's how we do it. So I hope that makes sense. And yeah, it feels good. Let's see. Let's go with Helen. Hi, Helen. Let me just have a little drinky. Helen. Let's go here. Okay, Helen, your card is Reflect on Your Priorities. A very similar card to the one I was just reading. Can anyone see a theme happening here? So this is about remembering, keeping that mantra in your head. Energy flows where focus goes. What are your priorities? What are you experiencing at the moment? What do you not want to be experiencing, and what do you want to be experiencing more of? And making sure you're thinking about, you're feeding, your energy is going to what you want and not what you don't. So it's hard bloody work, this, Helen. I'd love to tell you that this is just easy and we all do it and get on with it. We don't. We all get trapped all the time in our thoughts, but just trying to move your mind all the time and that energy to what you want and where you want to be and where you want to go, and reflecting on your priorities, because there's stuff in your life, Helen, that I can feel here that isn't in alignment with where you want to be. And this isn't about taking massive action right now. This is about acknowledging that things need to change. And when Spirit put me in a space like this, and this is how they're showing it to me right now for you, I often find that what happens is I start wanting to clear stuff out. I want to move the furniture around in our house. I want to change this and change that. You know, it's that spring cleaning kind of nesting energy. I don't even like that anymore. I'm not keen on the color of this room. I'm going to paint it. That kind of thing just helps bring in that energy of changing, shifting priorities and where you want to be. So this is what I feel you need to be focusing on at the moment. Don't worry about the big stuff. I can see the big stuff there. But again, don't focus on the problems, focus on the solutions. So if you've got a big problem here that you want fixing, the best thing you can do is not worry about the big problem, but work on the little things that will make you feel better in the day-to-day that you can do easily and quickly now. And then the answers for the bigger stuff will come. One of my top tips for anybody that's feeling stuck is to go somewhere outside where there's movement. So always we have to be looking at the external reflecting the internal reflecting the external, and the symbiotic relationship between the two of those things. So if you feel stuck and frustrated and like things in your life aren't moving the way you want to, go for a walk somewhere really windy, walk by the sea, walk by a stream, walk where there is movement and focus on the movement, see the movement in the natural world. Go stand by a train station if that's your jam, whatever it needs to be where there is movement, and you can watch that movement and watch that happening. And one of the things that I love to do when I feel like I'm not working hard enough is I watch the bees, because they work really bloody hard, and I just can sit there and enjoy their hard work whilst resting myself, having to do that at the moment. So just try and focus, Helen, on easy, simple things that you can fix right now. Yeah, I want to fix this, and this is massive and this is big, and I don't know what I'm going to do about it, but what I can do to make it better right now. And the best example I can give you is house moving. If you want to move house and you want to change where you live. So many people get tied up in, got to get rid of this house, got to get rid of this house, but I can't afford to move. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm stuck. I can't afford to move. And actually, the best thing they could do is go, okay, well, I can't move right now, so that's off the table. So what can I do to make it better where I am right now? And that can have massive, it sounds so simple, but honestly, it can make massive differences in your experience. Oh, I can change that. Oh, I'm going to replace that rug. Because what happens is when we want to move, we hold everything still and in stasis. We're in our house. We don't change anything because we don't want to change it because we're going to move and we don't want to be there anymore. But of course, no one's going to want to buy that house because they come in and that it's all stuck energy everywhere. So you have to get that symbiosis between the two things moving, that energy externally to get the energy internally, to get the energy internally to get it externally. So reflect on your priorities, Helen. Priorities. Work out what you want that isn't in alignment with you anymore, and then start allowing small steps in that direction. I hope that makes sense. I enjoyed that one. Okay. Doobie doobie doo, doobie doo doo. Okay, Allison. Hi, Allison. Let me pick you a card. Oh, okay. You have got animals. And this is a little gentle way that Spirit are inviting you to work with them at this time. Excuse me, looking at animal energy, animal guides, working with the spirit world that way. Okay. I feel like they're bringing you loads of signs about animals at the moment. So just be open to it. Keep that focus. I'm having loads of fun with animals at the moment and the spirit world because it is a lovely, gentle way of receiving messages and knowing that you're supported and knowing that you're being guided, whilst also being passive and just receiving and not pushing. The other day we had a frog at our back door. We haven't got a pond or anything, just a little frog come to our back door that we left some water out for. So just start keeping your eyes, your focus. My dad had a giant cricket on him the other day. I had a butterfly, you might have heard on my podcast, fly into my hair when I was lying in bed poorly. So the spirit world are always trying to show us that they're around and that they're with us. So open up to animals and just keep that idea. And as I say to everybody, you've got two choices when you get something like an animal guide, and there's no judgment, there's no right or wrong, but the first thing you can do is you can Google frog spirit guide. What does it mean? Frog spiritual meaning, and you can get that answer. But it's also really good practice for anyone that wants to develop to sit and ask spirit to tell them what that animal's representing and why that energy is coming in with them and what it's for. So find a balance between the two, which way works for you. And for anyone watching this who wants to try working with spirit animals and spirit signs like that, you just, an animal across your path, it might be a real physical animal, it might be a picture of an animal where you just get drawn to it, an animal in an unexpected place, something like that. But whatever way you get that message, it could be a drawing, a real one on the TV, etc. Just follow that and see what it represents for you. Obviously, don't be ridiculous. If you're watching David Attenborough, it's not going to be every animal on the screen. It would take you hours. But it is about just, you can feel the energy of it when it's something special, when it's something different. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Where am I going? Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Let me pick you a card. Okay, Lisa, your card is inspiration. It's absolutely lovely. Beautiful energy coming in with you here, Lisa. I want to tell you really strongly to trust in the inspiration you're getting from within. It's the biggest part of the spiritual journey. We all think it's going to be external. It's always internal. We always think spirit are going to talk to us out here and they talk to us in here. It's a problem. But Lisa, I do feel that you are being inspired and guided. There's some beautiful energy coming in with you at this time. Now, I know that there's lots of things that you want to change in your life. I can see all the changes that you've asked for guidance and help with here. There's at least 6 lights that I can see all lit up around you. So this is to let you know that that message has been received, but it's also to let you know that in order to get that energy moving for the spirit to work with you, you've got to just follow your inspiration a bit. So when we ask the spirit world for help, it would be marvelous, wouldn't it, if they just came in and went, hey, here's a message for tonight. You need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, you need to do that. But of course they don't. They don't have voice boxes. They communicate with us in energy. And the best way to tune into that energy is to allow yourself to be inspired with the small things so that you can then follow the bigger things. So that's where they're working with you at the moment. So I want you really to be focused, Lisa, on how do I feel? Do I feel like I want to do this? Do I feel like I don't? Do I feel regret when I've said yes for something? Because if so, I need to get myself out of it. Am I working in it? And I know that we can't have an entirely complete life where it's just only things that we enjoy and love. That's ridiculous. But it is about making sure that the scales are tipped in the balance of things that you want to do and things that bring you pleasure and enjoyment. And following that path will bring you the inspiration and the guidance that you're seeking for these other things. And I think some of these things here, at least I'm going to say 4 of them, as 4 is the number I'm hearing, at least 4 of them will solve themselves once we get you into an energy where you are just following things that make you feel good and your vibration rises. So often that happens with me. You have to keep that faith and keep that trust and just do the things that feel good, even though it seems counterintuitive when I've got 6 problems and this isn't going to solve any of them. But actually sometimes they will solve themselves if you get yourself into a frequency where you just resonate out of the zone of them. And that's the best way I can phrase it. I hope it makes sense. Okay, I am done. I loved working with you all. Thank you all very much for your support. I am intending to do more lives, but we'll see how it goes. I know I said that before and then disappeared off. And if you haven't, please do check out my podcast. It's free to listen to. It's called Mediumship Matters. It's on all podcast places. And have a listen. Tell me what you think. And I will catch up with you all again soon. Have a lovely day.